We're back out here with the Silverado for another modification that we're doing on this truck. And this time we are removing that third brake light. For some reason on these trucks, the back of the trucks just, I like the trucks that, I was going to come out really weird about to say they just don't look good, but they do. It's got to do with the taillights and brake lights. Down here you have these bright red lights, housings, whatever you want to call them. And then on the back of the cab you have that dark red. But we're going to be getting rid of that one first up there at the top with what's in this box from Recon. A smoked LED third brake light for our 2019 Silverado, aka Trailbreaker. But before we can put the new one in, we got to take the old one out. So let's get started on some disassembly. So what we got to do is pop out the covers on these hooks, take the screws out that hold them into the body of the cab, pop out the plastic pieces here at the back. I don't really know what those are called, but we're going to take those out so that we can then bring the headliner down and get to the bolts that are back here holding the spoiler to the truck. So now we're going to unhook this wiring harness here and remove all of these nuts up here that are holding the spoiler to the back of the cab. There should be 12 of them in total that just run all the way across. It is a new day, if you can't tell by the fact that I'm wearing a different shirt. I had a little bit of a struggle getting the spoiler out yesterday. I got all the bolts out of the inside that hold it to the top of the cab, but there's two yellow clips that are in some very odd places. They're up behind this frame piece that's installed right here. And I was just struggling to get those to release. I didn't want to break them. Did some research, found out that there really is no trick to get them out. Just got to kind of wiggle the spoiler from the back of the cab and pull on it until they pop loose. And I do apologize if the sun is a little weird. It's just kind of coming up over the trees. I'm doing this kind of early morning right now while it's still pretty cool out. But I did finally get the spoiler off the truck. We got it down over here. These are the yellow clips I was talking about. No real trick to getting them out, just gotta wiggle and pull. And honestly, if you break them, I don't really think it's gonna matter that much because the 12 bolts that bolted the cab are gonna hold it in place. So not really sure what those are actually for, unless they're just kind of to help you line it up when you're reinstalling it or something. I don't know. But now we're gonna take the original brake light out and put in our new one. I've already released the wiring harness from the brake light. Just got to pull this little red tab, squeeze it at the top, it slides right out. So now we've got to remove these little torque screws. There's 4 of them, 2 on either side, and that should allow us to remove the original brake light. So we're going to do that and hopefully just reverse everything, put it all back together, and hopefully the reinstall will go smoothly. I'm using this old sheet, blanket or whatever that we had out in the garage to make sure that I don't scratch the paint while I'm working on the brake light. There are a couple of clips that kind of hold it in place. Gonna have to squeeze those. There's the other one, and just push it through. That should release the tension on the brake light and allow you to pull it out. There's that side and that side. Just snap the new one in place. Just gonna put the torque screws back in, re-hook up the wiring harness, and then reinstall the spoiler on the back of the truck. New brake light is installed in the spoiler. Before I put this back in the cab, I'm going to use some of this Permatex black adhesive sealant, put it around all of the bolts and areas that have holes in the cab. Just try to make sure that we don't have any water leaks and things like that. I've remounted all of the middle section bolts. There's 8 of those that go across that are built into the back of the spoiler. Got the nuts on those all the way across. There's also 2 bolts on each far side that go in from the inside. And just like the other ones, I'm going to RTV silicone around these before I put them in. Make sure we get a nice good seal. Don't want any leaks. The interior of my truck has been skillfully put back together, if I do say so myself. And no more weird red brake light on the back of the cab. Nice subtle black, blends in really good. And that's it for this video. If you like the way this new brake light looks on the truck, let me know in the comments down below. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. A lot better than that maroonish, almost dark red kind of brake light that was up there before. I think the black, the smoked look just looks absolutely fantastic with this truck. If this video was helpful for you when you're doing a third brake light swap, give it a big old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. But for now, Hope you enjoyed this one. I really did. It was a fun project to do. Thanks for watching. Southpaw Garage signing out. We'll see you on the next one.